Hello guys, and welcome to another in-depth review here on N&T Auto Reviews. My name is Tyler, as always behind the camera, giving you guys these awesome in-depth walk-around videos on all these brand spanking new cars. And this car is no exception to that brand spanking new saying there, as of course it is the first 2019 car we're reviewing this year. And it is of course the 2019 Jeep Cherokee in the limited trim level with the four-wheel drive. Now before we get started with this video, I'd like to give a huge thanks out to Crowley, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram for allowing me to take a look at the car in today's video. And if you're interested in purchasing any car from these guys, go ahead and check out the description box where I've given you guys their website. Alrighty, so to start off, I wanted to give you guys just a little overview of the window sticker just to see how Jeep sets them up. So if we take a look over here, right over here to about there, on the other column we have all of our standard equipment, which you can pause the video and take a look at more in depth if you would like, but we're going to be focusing on the optional equipment right over here, since this car does have a few options added onto it. You do have the all-new 2-liter turbocharged engine, which we will get into just a little bit later in the video. I'm going to show you all the power outputs and show you underneath the hood, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And that does replace the regular V6 engine. So just for a smaller fee, you get better horsepower and probably better fuel economy as well. You also do have the $1,295 dual-pane panoramic sunroof, which is really nice. Then you also have the $795 navigation system with a destination charge of $1,444. Your total sticker price comes out to $37,655. Over here we have some fuel economy information. As you can see, pretty good fuel economy for a four-wheel drive vehicle if you ask me. You also have some parts content and government safety ratings. Since this car is updated for the 2019 model year, safety ratings aren't out quite yet, but you can see your parts content right over here. That pretty much does it for the window sticker. Let's go ahead and move on to the rest of the exterior on this car. Alright, so moving on over to the side, trying to squeeze the Cherokee into the frame here of the video, we can go ahead and talk about colors. So there are 7 different available colors on the limited trim level. This one we are working with is my personal favorite, and it is the Velvet Red Pearl Coat, which looks really nice on this car. And our wheelbase stands at 106.6 inches for all Cherokees. And wrapping around to see the rear of the Cherokee, you could see the subtle updates back here, new lights and whatnot. And the Cherokee is available with either front wheel drive or a little extra cost 4-wheel drive like we see here. And you can tow a maximum of 4,500 pounds, which is actually pretty good when it's properly equipped. Alright, so we can go ahead and start the exteriors feature portion of the video up here on the front. Getting you a nice head-on view really quick. And then we can head on over to the headlights, which are full LED units. It's a single projector too, used for both your high and low beams, LEDs. You have LED daytime running lights, LED turn signals, and you also have very nice LED fog lamps down below, which you can tell you are very, very bright. And if you take a look up here right on the hood, you can see the metallic work in the paint is very nice. You also have the typical Jeep grille up on the front. Some chrome accenting, which looks very nice as well. So taking a look at our hood, it does wrap right on down so that this part is actually connected to the hood when you lift it up. You do have some subtle creases in there towards the center. You have our windshield washer jets right up on top of the hood there. And we also have some pretty nice two-tone wheels here, and they are 18-inch wheels wrapped around 225/60 tires. You have ventilated disc brakes. And it looks like you have 2 piston calipers up front. You have the nice machined polished color on the face of the wheel, and then the nice metallic gray pockets. Looking really nice. You do have a nice plastic cladding going all the way around the wheel arches and down underneath the doors. And that really does protect that beautiful red paint from all the road chips and whatnot. You have some pretty nice mirrors that are a combination of the black plastic. You do have a turn signal on the other side of the mirror, which I'll flip around to show you. And you can also see the blind spot warning over here a little bit better too. You have chrome surrounding the windows, and you do have these nice flat black pillars, which I find are nicer than either a chrome or a gloss black pillar, because those usually tend to get lots of fingerprints on them. Moving back just a little bit, you have the Cherokee nameplate spelled out. You also do have smart key entry door handles on both the front doors. I have our window sticker up here, obviously, and then we also have your roof rails, and you can kind of make out the panoramic sunroof up there. Moving back here, you have solid disc brakes, which do you just fine. So you have single piston calipers and a wheel lock back here too. Tires are the same size as up front. And if we move along back, we have a nice spoiler up here. We have the antenna up there as well, just behind the spoiler. And taking a look back here, I really do like these tail lamps. They are completely LED, like up front. So turn signals, running lights. I think the only thing that's not LED is the reverse lights. We also have our dealer name they paint on the car. Huge thanks for them to washing in the car today, making it look really nice. Then we also have the 4x4 badging back here. You can see these circles go all the way across the rear bumper. There's 4 of them. Those are your parking sensors. There's a little chrome strip and some accenting back here. Pretty nice dual exhaust outlets. And taking a look inside, they are surrounds. You can see the real exhaust tip in there. You can also see the reverse camera, and then you also have your trunk release over there, the Jeep emblem, your third wiper out back, and your third brake light, and your limited trim level badging back here as well. Alright, so now let's go ahead and take a look underneath the hood. Alrighty, so as you caught me saying earlier, this Jeep does have the all-new 2-liter turbocharged inline 4. You do have a pretty good choice of powertrains, if you ask me. I believe there's 3 different engines available, but we do have the 2-liter turbocharged inline 4, and it does produce 270 horsepower at 5,200 RPM and 295 pound-feet of torque between 3,000 and 4,500 RPM. So it's a pretty nice power output. As you can see, the exhaust is right out front, which means this is the turbocharger right here. And the intake is out back. You can see this engine is good. It takes 5W30 oil. It's good. It's always better to have a thicker oil. You have an insulated battery right over here, your fuse box, bunch of fluids you could check. Your coolant overflow is right over here. And you have your air box right there with your filter inside. Nice small engine cover so that you can see most of the exhaust side of the engine, and you can see the belts right on down there. And looking down here, it reveals pretty much all of the coolers there, so the engine cooler, and that might just be a transmission cooler down there. So pretty nice powertrain overall. Alright, so as I said earlier, this car does have the smart key entry system, which is a very nice, convenient feature. And we'll go ahead and show you how it works, since some manufacturers do it differently than others. So just for an example, my key is in my pocket, so it's near the vehicle. The car is unlocked at the moment, as you can see. But if you want to lock it, all you need to do is just press the button right there. You'll hear the horn chime, the lights will flash, and the doors will lock. But if you want to get back in, all you need to do is put your hand behind the handle, like normal, and all 4 doors will unlock. Alrighty, so moving on to the interior, the limited trim level does come standard with leather seating surfaces. So you can either get black leather or gray leather. We obviously have the black leather with us today. It does come standard with 6 speakers. You can see there's one on the door there. And taking a look at the materials of the door, pretty nice materials, so even soft touch all the way up here. The only hard touch plastics you're going to find are all the way down here where nobody will ever touch. But over here, when your armrest is nice soft stitched leather, so there's going to be no fatiguing of the elbows going on here. We have some nice handles here with the lock button or the lock switch over here. We also do have seat memory, so there's 2-person memory on the seat right there. We have a lock, unlock, windows lock for the children, and we also have our front and rear windows, obviously, and then our mirror controls are adjusted right there. Some nice painted accenting on the door over here, and a bottle holder with a little bit of storage. We also have our nice Jeep sill plate right here. But as far as the left of the dash goes, we have a nice air vent with some accenting going around it and some high gloss black. We have some lighting controls, so our fog lamps and our normal lights are routed over here. We have a gauge dimmer, and then our interior lights, you can turn them on and off. And then you also have a trunk release right there. You have a nice dead pedal down here with your hood release like you saw just a little bit earlier. And your pedals are down there. You also have some hooks for your floor mats so they don't move around on you while you're driving. Then also you can see over here the lever for your tilt and your telescoping steering wheel. But the part that really impresses me about this interior are these seats. They're very, very nice seats, and this is not even the top of the line trim level here. We still have a couple of more trims to go before we get to the top of the line. We have these nice perforated leather seats right here. You even have the Jeep name stamped in the back of the seats. Nice bolstering, and it's very, very soft, very comfortable seats. And there's tons of customizability as far as where the seat moves. You have 4-way adjustable lumbar. You can adjust the backrest 2-way back and forth. Obviously the seat moves back and forth. You can both adjust the front and the back of the seat up and down. So that is a 12-way power adjustable seat there. But now let's go ahead and get in, start it up, and check out the rest of the interior. Alrighty, so here's the key fob that you get with this Cherokee. It's a pretty nice traditional key fob, pretty nice details to it as well. You have the Jeep name on the bottom. You can also move the switch over, which will bring out the physical key, which is on the inside. You also have a bunch of buttons on the back with some nice gloss black accenting. You have an unlock, lock, trunk release, a remote start, which is awesome, and then a panic alarm down here. But all you really need to do to start this car is make sure the key's on the inside, your foot's on the brake, and you press that engine start stop button right over there. And the 2-liter turbo roars to life. Okay, so we can start off the driver's seat of the Jeep Cherokee with this really nice leather wrapped and heated steering wheel. We have some nice stitching on the inside, and the leather is very soft, and you could tell that the heated steering wheel does a really nice job heating up very quickly. You have the nice Jeep emblem in the center. We have some nice painted portions on the steering wheel as well, and there's also a nice little detail there it says since 1941, which is really nice. So as far as functionalities on the steering wheel, there are some controls on the face of the wheel, and there's some on the back right here that are hidden to help reduce the clutter of all the buttons on the steering wheel. But as far as buttons on the face of the steering wheel, we have these 4 quadrants for the screen up there, which we will get into in just a few minutes. We also have our Bluetooth controls with our voice recognition system. And over here we have all of our regular cruise control, and an adaptive cruise control is available. But as far as buttons on the back of the steering wheel, they're right in the back of the buttons on the face. But on this side, they change between your radio stations. And on this side, they adjust your audio volume. And then if you press, there's a center button in between the 2 rockers. Back here, let me see if I can show you. You kind of see the center button right there. That changes between your different sources on your audio. So this is for up, and this is for down on your audio volume. It's kind of hard to explain without you guys actually seeing it. So there you go. Also back here we have our controls for both our turn signals and our high beams. And we also have our front and rear wiper controls over there. And you can also see the push button start right below the stalk there. But taking a look up here, we have some pretty nice gauges. I apologize about any glare. I'm going to see if I could adjust the camera. There you go. We have the RPM counter over here and our speedometer over there, and that's pretty much it for the analog gauges. The rest is the nice screen in the center there. So at the bottom right here we have our coolant temperature, then we also have our fuel gauge right in there. But I'm going to zoom into the center display there and see if I could show you some of the functions. Again, we're going to be using these buttons on the steering wheel to control that. So right over here is our basic screen for our speedometer, digital speedometer. If we scroll down, we have some vehicle information. Going down again, we have a fuel economy screen, which displays 2 different trips. We have some trip information, both our trip B and trip A is right here. Our stop-start status. So what happens with the stop-start system is if you come to a red light, the engine will actually shut right off to save you some fuel. You could turn that on and off. You have the audio screen right over here. Any messages or reminders that you set. And then you could just set up the screen any way you'd like. So you can set what is going on in each quadrant of the screen, which is actually pretty cool. And then we just cycle back to our digital speedometer. And up here we have our fuel range. So not much left. Dealer's got to get some gas. We also have the fuel range up there, which we can also customize to something else. We have what gear we're in right here, and then obviously the digital speedometer. So taking a look with the upper dash, we have some speakers, it looks like, up there. I'm almost inclined to believe that this car has the 9-speaker audio system because it's just a really great quality audio system up there. You also have a little storage tray up there, which looks like you can put your sunglasses or whatnot. But down here we have the really nice 8.4-inch Uconnect screen that Chrysler seems to be using in a lot of their cars. And that's simply because it just works so well and it's very easy to get used to. So right over here we have our audio screen, which we can see the Sirius XM is set up right over here. We have presets that run along the top, and then some different settings down below, which you can quick access your traffic and whatnot right up there. We have our different sources over here too, but we can go ahead and click the media screen right there. Obviously, once you pair your phone over with the Bluetooth, all of your media and phone screen will become available to you. We have our climate control over here. We can turn it on and it'll show all of your different zones right over here in the center, so we could choose all those different zones. Max AC, front and rear defrost, all that good stuff's up top. And it is a dual zone climate control, so you can set your temperatures both for the driver and the passenger. See, the passenger can be set at 74 and I could be set at 71 degrees. You also do have your fan speed down over here, and it works pretty quickly with the touchscreen there. Over here is just a big list of all of your apps that you can get. So obviously all your heated seats and all that good stuff, your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, backup camera, you can just display that whenever you like. You have a manager, you have your Wi-Fi settings, media, heated seats controls, settings, which I do want to go into with you. So we have a bunch of different settings. I'm going to go through the list here. Going back to our apps menu, we have more things like our navigation, phone screen, and all that good stuff that we can set up there. Over here we have our different controls for our seats and our steering wheel. So we can set our heated steering wheel, that has one setting, and then our heated seats have two settings, so high and a low for both your driver and passenger. Now unfortunately there is no physical button that I'm seeing to turn them on, so you're going to have to go on through the screen there. However, they did turn on automatically for me when I got in the car and started it up, so which is a pretty cool feature there. Obviously we have more settings over here. We also have our navigation, so we can just view our map really quick right here, which is pretty cool. Input our destination, go to home, go to work, really cool there. Then finally we have our home screen, which isn't going to display a whole lot right now, but once obviously you pair your phone, it will make a bunch of settings. And so down here we have more settings for our parking sensors, and you have your hazards button. Down here we have some repetitive controls for both your media screen and the radio, as well as your climate control. So our volume knob, just a mute for if you need to make any phone calls. Auto start stop is right here, you can turn that on and off. Traction control, and then you just turn the screen right off right over there. Our tune knob is right over there. We have all of our repetitive controls for the climate control. We also have a terrain selector, which is actually really cool. You have an automatic mode, snow mode, sport, and sand and mud mode. So that's pretty cool there. Yeah, you can see the snow mode right there, the sport mode, and then your sand and mud mode. And I just noticed if you put it in snow mode, it'll actually turn on the fog lights for you, which is pretty awesome. Over here, as far as connections, you have a USB, an auxiliary, and a 12-volt power outlet. And over here we have our gear selector for our 9-speed automatic. Pretty traditional selector. We have an unlock at the back that you need to squeeze to get it into gear. If we put it in reverse, obviously we see our backup camera with the guidance lines. And we also have a center of the vehicle right here in case you want to hook up a trailer. It's much easier. We also have a neutral and a drive and a manual mode. Electronic parking brake, pull to set and then press it down to release. We also have a couple of cup holders right over here, and it looks like a nice little pen holder. As far as our armrest over here, it is nicely leather wrapped with some stitching. Actually, we do have a lower portion and an upper portion, so this is our upper portion. Put things like your phone there, and then our lower portion is the larger space over here. We have an auxiliary, or a USB, and a 12-volt power outlet right there. You can also have some space to put your coins. Now up here we do have a auto-dimming mirror right here we can turn on and off. We also have some assisting controls right there for our SOS and whatnot. Up here we have some nice lights, and also your sunglass holder. Some pretty nice chrome accenting up here too, which is pretty cool. We also do have our panoramic sunroof up here, which is really nice. And we can put it right on back. by just pressing that button right there. You have a wind deflector that pops up that greatly reduces the buffeting, and it'll go back a pretty far ways. You could also close this up completely. And then you also can vent the shade up, like so. Then you also have separate controls for the shade over here, which will come all the way from the back. And completely close up all the light that gets in, which is very nice to see. But we're going to go ahead and open that just so we could see it from the back there. Now, covered with the plastic, I don't want to take it off for the dealer, but we do have the 3 garage door home links. We also do have a mirror with some lights and a grab handle right up here. But I'm going to go ahead and adjust the driving position to my 5'10" self. And we're going to go ahead and check out the back seats there and see what it has to offer back there. So I'm going to grab the keys and we're going to go ahead and check it out. So back here we have pretty much the same materials as up front. So nice soft armrest over here. We have the door handle with the lock and then your window switch over here. We have a speaker in the back as well as your bottle holder. Seats are also very nice back here. We have an armrest with a couple of cup holders. These seats also do fold down to increase your cargo space. They split 60-40. And I'm going to hop in quick and just show you how much room I have back here. So pretty good amount of leg room, I'd say about 2 inches. Width-wise, it's very nice. We have a couple of air vents back here. We have 2 USB chargers back here. Then we also have a regular household outlet, which is pretty awesome. And not that big of a drivetrain hump, which is cool. We also have some lights back here and like a spotlight design, grab handle and coat hook. But next, let's go ahead and check out the passenger space right up here. So passenger door pretty much mimics the driver's as far as design goes. You do have a lock unlock button over here with the window switch, speaker on the door, and your nice sill plate which is covered in the plastic. And the passenger seat, to my surprise, is actually 12-way powered, just like the driver's. But checking out the glove box here, it's a pretty good amount of space. Actually, it's really good. It goes all the way back to almost the firewall there. You have some illumination in there. It's actually a really good amount of space back there. But next, let's go ahead and check out the trunk. So you can open the trunk a few different ways, as you saw in the video, but for the purpose of this video, I'm going to go ahead and just show you that the trunk is fully powered, and we're going to go ahead and tap the button twice on the key fob. It'll blink the lights and beep at you just to let you know it's coming up. And back here you have a pretty good amount of space, and you can even expand it, like I said earlier, with the folding down the seats. You do have some grocery bag hangers over here, which is nice. You have tie downs in all 4 corners. You have some illumination on either side. You also have a 12-volt power outlet back here. And below the floor, you have some even more storage that's hidden. And then, below that floor, you even have your spare tire and your jack. which is pretty nice to see. And then you can close the trunk with this little button right on the driver's side right here. It'll give you some time to get out of the way, and it'll close right on down. So, opening the lid to the 15.9 gallon fuel tank. With this particular combination with the 2-liter turbo and 4-wheel drive, you'll be seeing right around 21 in the city and 29 on the highway miles per gallon as far as the window sticker goes. So to end this video, I hope you have enjoyed your time with the 2019 Jeep Cherokee Limited just as much as I have, and I hope you stay with us for future in-depth reviews.